Strip in front of Eduardo. Nature Strip kept going. Eduardo. Masked Crusaders jumping out of the ground. Just missed. Nature Strip clings on. He's king of the mountain this time. Nature Strip.
An amazing effort by Nature Strip. A brilliant run race. He takes out the Everest on his third attempt. This was absolutely huge.
Mate, massive. And not only that, when he came back into the enclosure after the race, the crowd singing Sweet Caroline was the best thing I've ever seen in my whole life. It was like a festival.
Hold on. The best thing, I hope your kids are in bed.
Me too. Must have been a have to be there moment.
It goes Nature Strip coming back into the parade. Everest.
Probably second born.
Yeah.
Then the firstborn, marriage, done.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow. I hope Erin's in bed.
She's a listener too.
I thought you were going to give us a bit of a rendition.
I was, mate, but I kind of shit myself a little bit just then. So
I was expecting it. I'm a bit thrown actually that you didn't sing it to us.
We're not singing.
Sweet Caroline, do, do, do. Time never seemed so good, so good.
It was. Erin literally just reacted to something on Instagram. It came up Erin Clark. I'm like, oh, she's listening live.
It just came up on mine.
She's tapped into our.
I was married.
Yeah,
he's not married to Erin Clark.
Aaron Allendorf changed her relationship status.
Actually, why has it come up Erin Clark? She
changed her last name.
Changed her last name already.
Immediately,
mate. What a great day of racing all round. The Everest was absolutely phenomenal. Nature Strip, Chris Waller with the textbook. I'm just getting a little bit emotional.
Do you know what? All it needed, and that's all it needed the entire prep, was a barrier extension.
That's it.
Gear change, barrier extension.
What's a barrier extension?
Because he said it's a really long horse, and it was the first time they'd ever used a barrier extension for it. Do you know what? The only
is it like the seat belts that the airplane companies give me?
Yeah, pretty much.
So we're gonna have to get you a barrier extension.
It's just like a hula hoop cutting up. Yeah, that made the only other person that I've ever heard use it was Dennis Pagan in the Derby when Johnny
Get Angry
ran today, didn't it?
Yeah, no barrier extension, so no good. But yeah, can you believe it? Third time lucky, leads the trip. It jumps out exactly what we said. He got to jump out and have a look what everyone was doing, and nobody wanted to be stupid and go crazy like last year. So he got to just sidle across, get the lead quite easily, and just run them along, which was right up his alley. And it was amazing to watch.
They actually still went relatively hard. So he did
that was his go though.
He's a high balling horse, but yeah, they went pretty hard. They came home in their sectionals. Getting home were pretty slow, but they went very hard early. I think they actually came home quicker in the Craven Plate than they did in the Everest.
Wow,
which is a mild. Yeah, he came home about 6 lengths faster than they did in the Everest.
But in the Craven, I heard they were like 20 lengths below average.
Oh, they went slow. They walked,
yeah,
no doubt.
But the way it just strung them along and perfectly judged ride by Jmac. If he goes too hard, Masked Crusader gets him on the line. If he doesn't go hard enough, who's to say that Eduardo doesn't pick the bit up and beat him? Yeah. So
sleepy.
Masked Crusader was a great run as well.
It was. What a ride too. Came up between and parted the sea.
Tommy was on the radio this morning and he said when James didn't go up after the line, he thinks that both of them weren't sure whether they won or not. So they thought it was actually closer than because James didn't salute after the line and Tommy was like, oh, I'm a chance here.
I don't know. I was
because he finished so hard. I reckon he stride past the line. He was like there. So
it was about what was the difference? I was about $4 million. just a slight margin. A slight margin between first and second.
Yeah. How much did you have on it as well?
Masked Crusader. No.
I'm talking about Nature Strip.
Oh, Nature Strip. Yeah. Well, you know what? So we've I don't know why we did this, but for some reason, you, me, and DJC have a small punters club now. I can't remember how it started, but we, he wanted to play with the big dogs, so we threw him a couple of bones, and we bet with PointsBet. Which, firstly, if you're not betting with PointsBet, and we don't promote any bookies out of any other reason than what we like, but they're giving money back for top 10.
Yeah, in the first 5 races. It's...
Yeah.
If
We were doing $30 a race. This is a little bit of a punters club because we're all on the drink, things like that. We literally had the 2 races that we won out of those tips was Daisies and something else. Well done, Daisies. I mean, well done, Pat, for Daisies. But then we had like 300 in bonus bets or 240 in bonus bets. It's insane.
What'd you do?
Yeah, you need to have 500 in your account to start off Saturdays on PointsBet, because you have your $50 in each of those races.
Yeah,
50,
yeah. We only went 30 because it was we only chucked in 100 each. So we were if we were relying on the back half of the races to be your bonus bets. But we ended up very well, the double salute and everything. But yeah, Nature Strip huge, Classique Legend.
He just got back too far.
Yeah,
he was good. He landed a few pairs further back.
Needed the run.
He's gone for a spell now.
Yeah, which says to me that maybe that was the plan all along, that it wouldn't have handled a prep. I think they're going to treat it with real kid gloves now.
What will they do now? Like, will we see it next Everest and that's it?
Who knows what they'll do with it? I don't know. Maybe Bono will take it back over.
Take it back over.
He'll be back in the autumn, no doubt.
God, I needed that so bad. But lucky with that punters club, that's what I was going at before. We did have some money on Nature Strip just before the jump, so we were happy. Happy days.
He was well supported too, Nature Strip. Eduardo was really well supported late. I think $6 into 420. Very well supported.
They actually said on what was the coverage I was watching? I think it was Thoroughbred Central. They thought it was going to start fave. And Masked Crusader, I think that was about $9 and it jumped at $12.
Yeah, he was on the drift.
So yeah, absolutely. And look,
after the race, I spoke to Chat and it said it would have went better than Embracer.
Oh yeah. How did Embracer go?
Second last.
Oh, okay.
Only betted by Wild Ruler.
It only betted Wild Ruler.
Or a Wild Ruler. I reckon. I tell you what, Big Parade would have finished top.
Yeah, it was tough on the weekend, wasn't
top 8.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Oh, that's a good effort in Everest. Like, yeah. I don't know. Guitra finished 7th and Libertini finished 8th. So pretty classic Gallopers.
Trekking.
Doing the form, you can't underestimate that those top level sprinters, the world's best sprinters, it's upper echelon. They're 5-10 lengths in front of that next level.
Oh, well, no doubt. I think it dropped off a little bit after. I think that race dropped off a little bit. So, like Nature Strip, Masked Crusader, Eduardo, Classic Legend, Guitra, maybe Libertini. It dropped off a little bit.
But then the thing that made it great was the uncertainties over Libertini, the uncertainties over Classic Legend, even the uncertainties over Guitra after that trial. Like
I got sucked
the Inferno. It was the
Classic Legend.
I couldn't. I just couldn't get sucked into it.
I could. I was with you, Beach.
I got sucked in.
It was a weird kind of way that we spoke about it last week as well, because I was like, why is the price? The price shouldn't have been that. In fact, the price that they had was the right price. But no, it was still too short. We were right last week.
Well, he was relatively firm. He still started at about 550 or something like that. So he wasn't out the gate, especially considering all the money for Eduardo.
Yeah. Well,
could the Eduardo money have come from, is it the pros or from everyone that was in My Runners or the New South Wales Tycoons? Who was one that brought it last year?
I wouldn't think.
My Runners took the slot for him last year.
If all 70,000 owners had...
No, they're not owners of it, though.
No, but like out of the fact that they were like, wow, we had this last year.
Even so, I don't think it would have made a difference.
No difference?
Nah. He was really firm on Betfair as well, so I don't think the My Runners people are having an impact on Betfair. Maybe if the Toads were...
Spoke to a few of them. They said, I'm a micro punter on Betfair.
I'm a micro owner, micro punter.
I pulled all my micro dollars with all my micro mates.
Anyway, fantastic race. Nature Strip. Like, some people are claiming it's one of the greatest ever performances, and on the other hand, what most people are saying was one of the worst ever Everest performances. Pat, how did you pull up after the private box?
I did a great performance. I really put on a show.
Now, am I allowed to say, and I mean, if you have a real blow up, we'll cut it out, but am I allowed to say you called me at about 9 p.m.?
Mate, I have no secrets.
You just got an Uber to a house you haven't lived in for about, 5 years?
No, I realised that it was just, I typed in, I must have told the cab driver my area, and he goes, "You're here," and I got out, and I was 15 minutes from where I live.
Oh, I thought it was at your old house. You were telling me it was at your old house.
I thought that's where I was.
And then you spent the next 10 minutes on the phone telling me how you've lost your phone.
Yeah.
That was probably my favourite. I bloody lost it. I've left it in the Uber. How do I get in touch with the Uber?
Can you ring the Uber for me?
Can you ring the Uber for me?
I wouldn't have even accepted that phone call.
Oh, mate, I had Hilda on the other line, so I had to duck that call so I could just say it on the line to Pat. But Hilda, so what? You had the whole box to yourself. You had a couple of people in there. You were
there were only 10 people in it. We were flying. That's what I was going to say.
What were you drinking?
Oh, at the start, I had some mimosas, then just went on to the straight champagne, and then a bit of white wine, then some beer, and then straight to red.
Oh,
that was about 2 o'clock.
Colour spectrum. Oh, yeah. Red it too. Colour spectrum light to dark and red it too. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think I've ever drank red at the races.
Haven't you? Oh,
it's a bad choice because Pat was wearing a completely white suit.
No, that's why I made sure I wore completely black. Everything black.
Everything red.
I look like Glenn Boss.
And how do you describe what we saw in the Caulfield Cup?
250 out, Incentivise races clear, 2 lengths in front of Persan, Great House, Nonconformist, Montefilia followed by Chapada, but Incentivise is coming away, 4 lengths in front, and Incentivise, what a star, won the Caulfield Cup from Nonconformist.
Surely, when you were organising this podcast, Sam, you had to put the Caulfield Cup in first. We had the second coming of Far Lap go round, and you want to put Nature Strip in front of him.
I had something to do with it.
Oh, you wanted Everest. I was happy with Everest first because I had that line about the greatest ever performance, the worst ever Everest performance. But yeah.
Incentivise, it might have been the greatest ever performance on an Australian racing track on Saturday.
It was phenomenal. And subsequently, I'm not sure the right word there, but Sportsbet have just paid out on the Melbourne Cup and the Caulfield Cup, Melbourne Cup double for Incentivise.
All bets on Incentivise paid out. That's
but 5.7 million, I heard.
A lot of money. But he was out. He's a freak. He's outstanding. Yep.
It's my favourite horse because I hate Zarking now. I don't hate Zarky.
Well, we're going to get to Zarky soon enough. But which Bet365 would pay out on their Melbourne Cup?
What have you got incentivized at?
$101.
Oh shit!
Yeah, 50 on it.
I'm just waiting for that to come in. We don't talk about bet size on this show.
That's more. That's a naughty boy.
But yeah, well, hopefully wins. I still think he's going to be hard to beat unless there's nothing that can come from behind him in that Caulfield Cup. So it would have to be an international that would knock him over. I don't think 1.5 kilo penalty is enough to slow him up.
Yeah, they were paddling in the CC behind him, weren't they? And it was quite embarrassing.
Yeah, and maybe an inside draw. Like if he can't build momentum, that would be against him. So we'll see where he draws. If he draws probably, I don't know, 5 to 10, he's going to be 5 to 24. He's going to be hard to beat.
I don't know about that. In bringing a negative to a positive, I think Preble probably gave it a tough ride.
Yeah, no doubt. That's what I'm saying. Like if he wants to be out and going from about the 800. Like if he's,
do you reckon he would have needed to be to win that race? I think.
I don't know if he's got. I do. I think he's a horse that needs to build into his races. If he's held up until inside 2 furlongs, that's not his go. I don't think he can
it's not
sprint and explode. He's a horse that sort of wants to build into his races, and that's where he beats horses.
Yeah, but do you think it'll be up in the top 6 horses in the Cup, won't it? Like,
yeah, it's just
rain.
the only problem would be if he got in behind horses.
Yeah.
That would be the only concern. But yeah, if Preble will be smart on him and just get him out and into clear galloping room and probably try to get him off the bit from 800 from home, which is going to be outstanding to watch.
It will be. Yeah, it'll be unbelievable, especially when it's such a short price favourite. The whole nation bets on the Melbourne Cup. So there will be first-time punters, fifth-time punters, like people that have 10 bets a year launching into the even money favourite in the Cup because they see something so short and they just go, well, everyone expects this thing to win. So it will be carrying the hopes of the nation. This will be like Maccabi Diva support behind a horse in the Cup.
I think he's going to start one of the shortest price favourites ever in the Melbourne Cup.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that.
Sure.
I was trying to, if I had some time today, I was going to have a look, but it'd have to be.
Yeah, no doubt. But I think he's going to start the shortest price favourite I've ever seen.
And because of the quarantine laws at the moment and the stuff that the Melbourne Racing Club has brought in for the overseas horses, it's like we're probably not getting the best of the best coming in this year too from overseas. So it's all there for it. It's on a plate.
Are there internationals that would be? We wouldn't know because their preps would be different now, knowing that they can't come to Australia. But even if we had the internationals here, would love to know how it would stack up.
Okay, so only Far Lap has started shorter than Incentivise's current price in the Melbourne Cup. He was $1.73 in 1930 when he won.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, but that $1.73 back then, that's about $15 now.
Yeah, was that on Betfair?
Inflation and stuff like that.
I don't think that's how it works.
Were they sitting
isn't
there,
it? No. Okay.
Were they sitting there clicking refresh back then?
Yeah.
I don't know when Betfair came around. I don't know if it was around in 1930.
I've got the history of Betfair. If you guys
You do?
Yeah, if you ever want to hear it.
Well, thanks. Let's move on from that.
But unbelievable, huge. I loved it.
And I got to say, and I didn't tip it on top.
Either did I. I'm dirty on myself.
No, I think if you go back to what we spoke about last week, I think we all, well, I know that I said I've got it on top, but let's see what else we can find around it.
Respect. I backed Delphi. I'm happy with my bet on Delphi. He was 9 into $5 and run 17th. But
you went Montefiore. I went
and
Nonconformist. Huge run by Nonconformist too.
He was good.
Very good.
Yeah, but they were both good runs, but they ran across the line together, and it was just a blanket bit of a lottery for who was going to take out second, third, fourth, and fifth.
Yeah,
it was embarrassing. Even that, its win and Charlie Rose's win today in the Geelong Cup, that would have been a good all up. If you're staying on the favourites in the staying race at the moment, you'd be on fire.
It was. They seem to be getting punters money at the moment, I feel. Especially those early races.
I love it. The only thing with backing faves is it's tough to keep the money because you don't win a lot when you win.
You just seem to breeze through it a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Each week I ask you both who from the weekend would you like to be legging up onto your horse this weekend? Probably there's a lot of standout performances to choose from. BJ, I'll start with you and then I'll go to you, Pat.
I'm McDonald again. I don't know if I picked McDonald last week, but his ride on Fangirl was ice in the veins. It was outstanding. She got shuffled back and weaved a passage. No other jock would have found that.
You have, Pat, last week you took Jenny Duggan. BJ, you took James McSleepy. So, yeah, you did.
No, I took Jenny Duggan.
That was the other way around.
Was it?
He took Sleepy.
Oh, was it? Okay. Glad I keep notes on all this stuff. Paddy, who did you like from the weekend? Who do you want to be legging up onto your
Jmac, mate? That nature strip ride was perfect. Absolutely perfect. Jumped from barrier 10, sorted out the race in his head with the horse immediately, knew where he was going, got it to where it needed to be, judged the tempo to perfection. I guess, that's Tommy Berry will say maybe if a lesser jockey was on Nature Strip, he would have won the Everest.
Yes. Well, I knew you guys would take Jmac, and I wanted to ask you, Tommy Berry, Art Cadeau and then Masked Crusader were fantastic on the weekend. He'd have to be your close second.
Oh, mate, there's one massive thing that I've learned from the Kosciuszko races. Just back the horse with the best form. Don't worry about these up-and-comers. Don't worry about the things coming out of class ones and this is improving and blah, 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 blah. Just back the horse that has the best form there.
He's never been out of the Quinella, that horse.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
He's won a country championships and a Kosciuszko now.
So. Tommy Berry's been on it.
That's why
starts.
But that's why I got so blind at the races, because I played a drinking game myself every time someone told me that out in your bag, that hasn't even been out of the top two. Have a drink.
Love those people.
Must have said it to me.
Love you.
50 or 60 times just from Hilda.
I was going to say, how many times did he tell you before the race?
Oh, no one told me before the race.
No,
that's why I was on Sunrise
handy?
the Skunk.
Isn't that handy? Sunrise the Skunk.
It is BARD.
Oh, far
out.
Look, we're going to keep rolling. We've got a lot to get through tonight. We've got to get through 4 races into the rollover bet, and then at the end of the show, our multi of the week, where we each take a selection and we multi it up and we see if we can kind of build a little bit of kitty, a little bit of something,
A little bit of cream.
We're doing a bit of best bets. I thought, well, actually, BJ selected. Why don't we just best bets each? Roll one in. We used to do that in the first season. I don't think we saluted once.
We would have got a few, I reckon.
Didn't we get 100 to 1 shot?
Borgie might have. I didn't.
No, we used to do one. I think I did. It was me. I'm the great.
Well, we'll go with that.
Obviously. We do kick off on Friday night. Our Group 1, Race 7 at Mooney Valley, the Ladbrokes. Shouldn't have said that. The Manikato Stakes. $1 million in prize money. Current fave, as we talk. Sava 2XL, 465. Lombardo, 550. Ingratiating, $7. Sneaky, 5,860. Jonker 11s. Bella Nipotina, $12. Blah, blah, blah. So what's that? 20s. La Mexicana, 21. Pat, I'm going to start with you. Who are you liking on this?
I got to say, it's a pretty weak Group 1 field here because the Everest was last week and backing up over 1,200 metres in a Group 1 this week. I've got Sava 2XL on top here I know Lombardo's got a massive presence. Everyone thinks it's, actually, I think myself that it's very progressive, this horse, but Sava 2XL has the runs on the board. 9 starts over this distance for 5 wins. Won a Group 2 last start. I know it went up the Stratty and failed, but it won the Goodwood and Morfordville. I think its record is about, I think it was winning at about 60, 70%. 31 starts, 17 wins. So Sava 2XL is the horse in this field that has the runs on the board. Mooney Valley suits it, leads. Lombardo's going to have to run it down. Yeah, I think the weight rise for Lombardo as well was a bit of a negative for me trying to put it on top. So, yeah, I've got the Sava 2XL.
And that Darwin Cup form from a couple of preparations, it's got to be good.
Oh, and I think it was in the Ayers Rock Cup or something like that, wasn't it?
The Darwin Cup over 2,050 metres. You would have thought he might have been a Cox Plate chance.
I actually thought its name was Savatoxel.
Sava 2XL, the old Alice Springs horse.
Yeah.
Hasn't he come a long way? He's flying.
Like a long way.
A long way.
Well,
that's what, mate.
Thousands of kilometres.
That's what we said when we first tipped it when it came down here, that it ran all the way from Darwin to, I think it was Balaclava.
Yeah, and it did.
Yeah. And then it ran across the Caulfield and Flemington and then came back to Morfordville and just started to put on a clinic.
The Alice Springs champion.
Sava 2XL.
It's the king of the north.
Tony and Calvin McAvoy have done a good job with him.
Mate,
multiple Group 1 winner now.
Well, look at the horses. It's beat Instant Celebrity. It's beat G-Tra. It's got some runs on the board, this horse.
What
So
group one did it win?
I've just lied to you. He's
the Goodwood.
He won a Goodwood. He's not a
Goodwood,
multiple Group 1 winner.
Well, it's ran in multiple Group 1s.
It could be a multiple Group 1 winner come Friday. If you
night.
listen to it on Saturday morning, I might be correct.
Yeah.
We won't release this episode on Saturday.
Yeah, do that. Thanks.
It won a Group 2 on in the Schlecky Stakes last start.
Lucky.
Yeah, being Dosh and Bella Nipotina, hey? I've got one for you blokes in this race.
Oh, here he is.
Yeah.
Someone's perked up.
I got one. You sneaky little bugger.
Yeah.
Yeah. My phone's just going off.
Oh no!
Don't.
We're not backing Jonker.
He's flying. He's flying.
He's flying
The
down.
form out of that Premier Stakes is pretty good.
Jetstar.
TG, yeah. Mars Crusader, he came out. Yeah, he runs second in the Everest since, and the other horse, Gerald's horse, standout. Yeah, he's run well in the Sydney Stakes on Saturday too. So the form out of that. Yeah, that lost running too. Yeah, the form out of that race was really good. And you guys, you didn't have much luck there. Yeah, he's okay. So he's flying. All right, I'll tip him then. All right, thanks, TG. See you, mate. So that was Tony. Sorry about that.
Tell you what, Tony didn't get much of a word in then.
Well, that was bloody nice of him to call and listen to you speak.
No, he was just asking my opinion. Like he just wanted to know how the form out of that Premier Stakes was, and I said it's good, but like seriously, first up at Flemington, he pulled up lane, so forgive that. Then he's gone to Randwick. He didn't get to lead, and he was never clear, so he had no momentum. He gets to a tight turning track. Friday night, the fence is going to be hopefully on fire, and hopefully this horse finds it. And he's a sort of horse that he's going to be better suited around a corner. I have him bouncing right back to his best, and I reckon he's going to give a great on speed side.
Would you say that you're more of a racing manager or a mentor for Tony Gollan?
I'm a bit of a I give it just guidance, like advice.
I'd say a mentor.
Mentor. Yeah, that's something like that. Yeah. So
like a healer.
He thinks you're mental.
Like a blue healer.
No, like a healer. Like he calls you, he puts stuff out.
Yeah, well, you guys just wait. You wait. This horse will jump out of the ground. TJ said he's flying.
Yeah, you wait till Bluey's imprinted on your brain. Jonker for you at $11.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm with Lombardo, but yeah, we've had a bet on Savatoxel. I mean, obviously, because they sponsor you, Pat. But yes, it's I know
Brain juice.
It's a weak Group 1, but still a great race. I'm looking forward to this.
Still some very, very nice horse. You can see. Imagine if Bella Nipotina just gets a suck run and goes.
She's pretty good, Bella Nipotina.
At $12, you only need to have $10 on just in case she pulls your pants down.
She might be a future. She might land a Group 1 one day against the mares. What's that race in Adelaide for the mares? The Sangster. That might be her go next.
Well, Pat Sangster.
The Sangster Stakes.
The Roberto.
Streets of Avalon, Pat. Haven't you made him the rollover bet once before?
Oh, fuck, he's bad.
Yeah, there's actually this half this field could be the
Streets of
Patrick
Avalon
Allendale Bard Stakes.
Streets of Avalon 1-speed imaging and made me cry. Sure, it was imaging.
Yeah, it did. That's right. Might have been like an Orr Stakes a couple of years ago. I think he won a CF4.
Yeah, I was like,
me. All right, Paddy, you're with Savatox, or BJ, you're with John Grumman Lombardo. Let's move into Saturday. We're going to head up to Randwick, and we're going to do the Bondi Stakes and the Invitation. Pat, why are we doing these races?
And this is the Peter Volandis meeting.
Is the Invitation the worst $2 million race you've ever seen?
the invites went out, and I think a lot of people turned them down. You know,
wow. Both these races are terrible.
Do you know what though? Mate, you got to start somewhere.
Like the field, it's a good field. Like I'm not completely knocking the field, but you get the same mares there for 750, 500,
300, I reckon.
Like I
This
think
is a bloody closing down sale.
that money,
50
that money
off.
could be much better spent
Nothing more than 300
somewhere else.
I
Throw it at the country championships.
I agree with that.
These
but
100% these mares would, like you would have got a very similar field if this race was worth, let's say, even if it was worth $500,000, you would
But
have
I
got
get what
the
they're trying
exact
to do.
same field.
Half these horses ran in the Stan Fox Stakes for 240 grand.
But if they don't put these sort of races on here, then how do they capitalize on the momentum coming out of the Everest? People coming out of the Everest have mad days.
These are momentum stoppers.
No, but for Sydney racing,
Yeah, but we would have got the
People
same
only
race if it was worth half this.
naming them after Bondi and making it invitationals like it's scarce, but everyone can't get in. I guess they're just trying to get numbers through the door and build up a bit of excitement with this meeting in Sydney.
What they should have done is have like the horses that like do the slot holders. What have you got in the Everest? You got 12 slot holders in the Everest.
Yeah.
Well, 13 to 24.
Well, they do that on the day. That's pretty much
the race before. The race
That's the
before.
Sydney Stakes. That's a good idea, Sam.
That big
But
parade
put
run.
that the week after.
No, but they put
I
that
know
the
it's
same day
Sydney.
because they put that the same day because
For
they're
emergencies.
the emergencies to
But
the Everest.
it's only going to be 3 of them.
Yeah, but they need them to be prepared to race that day.
Yeah,
But
they can. They can, and they can run in the Sydney Stakes, whatever they want. But
Oh, so you're saying get 25 to 36, those guys. Well, that's the Manikato.
no, you go say 15 to 28 slot holders.
I just think that this race is nothing race. Nothing race.
Oh, that was actually, usually I could blame myself or blame that comment on having a long day, but I actually think it's a good idea. It should be the backup to the Everest is who could have been the Everest.
Yeah, but the Sydney Stakes is a nothing.
You're saying the Everest needs more slots.
I know the week mucks up the preparation, but then you can sit there and go, oh, wow, maybe Nudge could have beaten.
No, but what we just said about the Everest.
Nudge from Hey Dad.
You've got your top 5 horses, and then it falls away. So what's this race going to add to it? The Sydney Stakes. Who would go and watch the Sydney Stakes? Like I know, like Big Parade, he was good. He won at benchmark 94
It's
the
got to
week
be
before.
in comparison, BJ. I'm talking about, would you watch that race or the Invitation?
I don't know. Maybe the invitation will start getting.
I'd watch the Invitation would be better. Is better race than the Sydney Stakes. That doesn't say much for either of them.
You got to
should
start
we go
somewhere.
through this race, or
You've got to start somewhere to build momentum.
We've all put a pin through this race.
Oh, do you know what though? The fact that the 3-year-olds this season for the Bondi Stakes, like it just hasn't worked out that we have a very strong 3-year-old crop. But maybe next year it's a strong, deep 3-year-old crop where you've got 30 good 3-year-olds, and this race does get some momentum from the back of that. But yeah, this year is a tough old ask when you've got Coastwatch and Hilal going to duke it out for $1 million.
Good for the owners.
I don't know. I think they're trying to. I think like with everything going on in Sydney and now Melbourne starting to heat up, but where our horse stock is running relatively slim.
Okay.
Yeah, but
That makes sense.
I understand. They want to get people to the races as well. They want to get punting dollars on the Sydney market. This is how you do it. Have big races. You got to do that.
So let's go through it. Coastwatch, Halal. Sorry, this is the Bondi Stakes, race 8. Royal Randwick. $980,000. Couldn't even get $1 million, pal. Coastwatch and Halal, top line of betting at $3.30. Coat Hill, $6.50. I said that name with plenty of confidence. Royal Zell, $9. Dufresne.
Dufresne.
That's for sure Dufresne, isn't it?
Yeah, that's got to be Dufresne. That's out of
Andy Dufresne from Shawshank Redemption. Let's breeze through this one. I can't see it being outside of the top two.
Okay, Highlow wins. Coastwatch had the run of race, got the split last start. Should have just put that race away. It didn't. Highlow had the tough run, had to get going early, wide, no cover, and beat it on its merits, running away. Thank you, Highlow.
BJ.
Yeah, I think Halal. I'm with Halal as well. He's more inconsistent than Coastwatch, but he's going to eat up a mile. He's only go a mile. He runs second to Captivant, who's going to contest that Cox Plate, and he was strong on the line. That was in a Group 1 Champagne, but he bounced back to form last start, and he was stronger than Coastwatch on the line. And Coastwatch has been up a little bit longer. He's had one extra run, so Halal is not as far into his preparation. And Coastwatch, that was grand final day 2 back, and now he's got to go again and again. So I'm with Halal.
Yeah, I think if Coastwatch beats Halal last start, it starts $1.50 in this race, but couldn't get it done.
Yeah, might be right. You might be right, but yeah, it's not a betting proposition for me. Like, I think the market's got it relatively correct. I think probably Halal starts at a firm favourite, but those two are going to be.
When you roll down through the field, there's nothing else in it. It's weak. It's super weak.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, Woodard, who you got?
Ghostwatch.
You're all right. You just burp that out.
Yeah, sorry. It has been a long day. Next year, like I said last week, this will be done in the afternoon. We'll be relaxed. We won't be at home where the kids and everything are. Race 9, the invitation. $1.96 million in prize money, 1,400 metres, class 3-year-olds and up, fillies and mares, set weight penalties. And Triviere, Tommy Berry on board, currently our favourite at $3.10. And then bang, all the way down at $8 is Ice Bath. Startantes at $10. Vangelic at 12, Nudge at 13, etc., etc., etc. I actually don't mind this race. But there's also a good chance that Intriviere is just going to come out and absolutely brain them. Is that going to happen, BJ?
I think she's the one to beat. If she had drew a gate, she'd be very, very hard to beat. She drew poorly the other day in that Golden Pendant, and she went back to last. That was her first go at 1,400 metres, and she was really strong there. I think she wins if she draws a gate there. But it wasn't easy to make ground up down the middle of the track. So she's drawn awkward again. I think this is grand final day, so I don't know. I would suspect Tommy won't be as negative on her and go back to last. I think he'll find a spot for her. Hopefully midfield 3 deep with cover, or if he can get her in, that would be outstanding. He's clearly the best rider in Sydney. So with Jmac gone. But yeah, I think Intriviere is the one to beat.
Patrick?
Mate, I'm going a bit wider than on Intriviere this time. I thought it had its opportunity last start to put Vangelic away, but sort of just paddled a bit when it that last sort of 200 to 300 metres. So I've gone a bit wider and taken Startantes. I know it's probably an afterthought, the Invitational, but it's down in weight. Only has to carry 52 kilos being a filly in this race. It actually, no, what is this on set weights?
Set weights and penalties.
Set weights and penalties, yeah.
Well, yeah, it only has to carry 52 in this race and gets off 6 kilos off on Triviere. Last start, ran well against Never Been Kissed in that the Flight Stakes. Never Been Kissed came out and run just behind Profondo the next start. Hinge went down to Melbourne and contested some Group 2. So I think Startantes is a nice horse. It's just where it's at. And I think it's a very weak race. So I wouldn't be surprised for it to take home the chocolates here. And just as a bit of an outsider as well, I'm going to have something on Media Award. It won the Australasian Oaks over Personnel and Sir Leo Miss Lass. And I just think first up, maybe it could be the one out of the box that that surprises us and blows them away. It's done at a big price in the Sweps Oaks, so it wouldn't surprise if it did it in this, being such an even sort of weak looking field.
Who knows? She's an interesting runner. She's well and truly on the up.
Well,
she gets penalised for winning that Group 1 though, like at the weights.
I get that, but like that, it's the one with the most question mark over it, I think.
Yeah, I've no idea how good she is, but
yeah, like you got a horse like Toffee Tongue coming out of Australasia Oaks 2 years ago, Princess Jenny coming out last year. It could just be one out of the box, maybe. It's got our man.
I think at $26, you pay the price of admission just to see, just in case.
Blake's completely right, though. It's weighted with the best of them, so it'll be a tough ask. But yeah, I guess when you're just looking for question marks in what seems to be a pretty evenly weak field, I was assuming today the skies were going to open here the way the sky looked, and it was going to piss down rain, but we got none.
In rain.
Yeah, so it just put the ice bath on ice.
Sorry, ice bath.
Yeah, and there's nothing really forecast for tomorrow, like a little bit for tomorrow, maybe a tiny bit on Saturday. But yeah, I would have loved to it have been a slop of a track and be tipping ice bath on top, because that's when it excels, but we're just not going to get it. So yeah, Star Tontes for me, a little bit on Media Award, couple of dollars. So
I reckon you blokes around the mark. I had in trivia and Star Tontes as the two bets for the race. But yeah, with the rain not coming, I just think ice bath doesn't come into the equation.
Anyway,
she's like, she should have went close on a relatively firm track in an Epsom. So she's going to run a race, but if the rain comes, she's got to start much shorter than $7.50. If we get into the soft or heavy track. I don't think we're going to get onto a heavy track, but
I think we're going
soft 6, soft 7.
I think we're going to stay where we are. I think we're going to stay around this mark,
right where we are.
I think we'll be on a firm deck.
Breeze. All righty. We're heading to the Valley. Race 9. The feature of the Saturday. Well, Cox Plate.
Feature. Ding, ding, ding.
The Cox Plate, 2,040 metres, Group 1, 3-year-old and up. Weight for age, $5 million in prize money. Wow. Let's go through this field. Top line, Zaki, $3.10. Animo, $4.80. Very Elegant, $6. Gold Trip at $10.20. State of Rest at $11.20. Probabile at 15s. Moanga 17s. Captivan at 21s. Call Sign Mav and Dalasan up around the $70 mark. Let's discuss this race a little bit. We've got a little bit of time up our hands. We've still got a bit to run through. Do you want to? I'm going to run through.
There's only 10 in it. Let's run through them.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give you a few, and you guys can give me. Let's just go through maybe 5 or 6. So, firstly, Probabile at $15. Obviously, I want to know about this horse because. Obviously, it pulled my pants down last start to the tune. We pulled all our collective pants down.
That's not true.
Yeah, collective pants down. Rollover bets a team to the tune of about $3,500 or no, 3,250. $15 Probabile. Preble said he wanted to be on this race. He wanted to be on this horse for this race. Yet we're getting $15.
Yep.
We having a bet?
I think there's not. Yeah, there's going to be about 20 mils of rain. It needs it dry. I think probably will be outclassed here, but I guess if the track's dry and firm and it gets a bit of luck in running, it wouldn't surprise you if it won. It beat Zaki last start, so
she's a top 5 chance for me. I don't think she can win.
The top half of the field, do you reckon?
Yes.
Well, that's pretty fair. It's got to be a good track, though. No good track.
She can run it. I think she ran second to Funstar in a Group 1 over a mile and a quarter on a heavy 10.
Funstar goes through a broodmare sale.
Yeah, I think she did. I think she brought about 2 million.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want to run it anymore. But it beats Zaki.
She's definitely a dry tacker. I have no doubt about that as well. But she can pick her feet up on a wet track as well. That's what I'm saying.
Next.
Second. Very elegant Damien Lane on board. $6.
Blakey?
If we get onto a soft 6, soft 7, she can definitely win the race. No
What's
doubt.
going to be on?
Well, I'm just saying, if we get there on Saturday, I think that this race is very rain dependent. So yeah, like her best 3 career ratings came on soft 6 and soft 7 tracks, and her, like, if she's on a firm deck, she's a couple of lengths off that mark, so she can win if the rain comes.
And Father, Son, the Holy Spirit. Lord, please forgive Very Elegant's last run, as it knows not what it was doing that run and was primed for the Cox Plate. Amen.
No, just while I've got you, God, soft 6, soft 7.
Yeah. soft 6, soft 7, please. But
please.
Yeah, mate, I all you've got to do is forgive that last run, even though it's a nice enough run. You just have to forgive it and just realize this horse is just weight for age built, soft track. Yeah. Do you know what? Jmac, you let us down. You've gone the Zaki way. You've left Very Elegant, but you know what? There's no worse a judge than a jockey.
Trainer's pretty bad. Pat, I'm assuming you haven't got Very Elegant on top.
Yeah, I've got Very Elegant on top.
Wow. Okay.
Too many uncertainties, and that's what we'll see when we go through everyone. I think Very Elegant is just so tough, and it'll pause you up.
I'm putting your selection in now, so you can't go back on it later.
It can do it. It can do it from running out wide. Like, it needs to be rolling. Barrier 9 will suit it down to the tee. Number 6 and barrier 9. Good numbers.
All right.
Yeah, all you have to do is just forgive that last start where it got beat by quite possibly the best horse in Australia, and you're laughing.
Wow. Is he too confident, BJ?
No, I think she'll run well if she gets conditions to suit.
She's top 5.
No, she's a top 3 chance.
Top 3, we're narrowing it down.
In my opinion, yeah.
I don't know if you guys know much about it, Pat. I think you've done the deep dive on Gold Trip, this French import.
So yeah, mate, some of this Gold Trip has form beating Shivers. That's my train of thought. Is this the one that beat Enable?
Yes.
Yeah, it had the form beating Enable, the form beating.
Hold on, wait. Did you say Enable?
Enable. Yeah, I'm quite confident it is. Blakey, have you done the dive into these?
I had a look at him today. He's seemingly a better horse over a mile and a half. So, like, I was just prepared to say probably not over like this trip. 2,000 meters might be a bit sharp for him.
Well, yeah, let's cover both the overseas horses. I watched.
And he might be a wet tracker. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I covered this thing's last 2 runs, and I thought it had the perfect run last start, and yeah, couldn't put that field away. So I'd like to think that our best weight for age 2,000 meter horses are not, not that bad.
Yeah, I think they'll be too sharp for him. But if, like, as he is a wet tracker, like if we do get plenty of rain, it probably brings him in slightly.
Yeah, I sort of thought its last start, for the run it got, it should have got out and run on a bit better. And I think you need to be doing that in the Cox Plate. You've got to have some turn of foot at the end. you've got to be motoring home. And I think State of Rest was a bit the same. Joseph O'Brien, the O'Brien team in that race at Saratoga, didn't they have Bolshoi Ballet in that too? And it hit at 60-1. They haven't even brought out the best of the two. So I'm quite happy to leave the international runners for this race. I think they've sent the second and third stringers this time.
I thought he was probably better suited to the race, State of Rest, but just because he's a seemingly more of a 1.25 mile horse. But I'd cut back either of them in this race. So
very hard to line. Yeah, very hard to line up. And also just looking at their runs, there's no superstar there. There's no Murder Glass or Liz Crusoe or anything like that in these overseas horses. So
Animo.
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 I got to say that the weight.
I got to say I'm surprised you're not on.
The weight is what attracts you to it. The price is not keeping me there. I guess if this crop of 3-year-olds this season were better, and it had been, I guess if it had won the races it has won with a more dominant crop of 3-year-olds, I'd be more inclined to tip it. But it hasn't been dominant, and it's going to have to run past some good horses to win this race. It jumped from barrier 10. Its racing pattern says that it'll go back to last. And what's Craig going to do? Try and come round them? Is he going to get held up and drop his lipstick and stop riding it? Like, what's the where does it end up?
I think you'll win. Animo.
If it wins, though, it's got to come to the extreme outside and run past everything.
Yeah, I think he's built nicely in 3 runs this preparation. He's always looked like he was going to be 1.25 mile horse. I have no problem with barrier 10 for him. He'll go back and find cover. That Caulfield Guineas was the fastest Caulfield Guineas in history. So he's coming out of a fast race. He was 3 deep with cover there. It was a good ride, but he did cover some extra ground. I think he's going to eat up 1.25 miles. I think he'll start favourite.
I saw he got all the favours in that run there. Got good cover, got to pop out when he wanted to.
Yeah, but he still covered extra ground. And he's going to get a similar run here. Like, he's not going to be in behind horses. He'll get his chance. He'll get to the outside and have every chance. And the market loves 3-year-olds in this race. So I think the market will trend towards him. And I think he'll win. I think Capitalon's over the odds as well, considering he got within half length of Animo last start.
Yeah, I guess that's... Yeah. If it ran away in that Caulfield Guineas, I'd probably be more confident. But yeah,
well, they ran away from third.
They did, but third was Artorias. It was flashing home. But yeah, mate, I guess I just can't put the flag in a 3-year-old this year with the.
I'm yes. I'm yes.
A confident yes. It sounds like
yes.
Yes. Another good 3-year-old.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I would have loved to. Maybe if I was on it at 10-1, I would be. I would have been more bullish towards it. But
I'm happy. I still think you'll start short. I think you'll start with a 3 in front of him. So $4, whatever is out there, is good odds for me.
We've got both your selections now, but we still have to talk about Zaki.
Yeah, Zaki. I think Zaki's probably the best horse in Australia, but on his day. But it's just difficult to, like, he was building towards his Doomben Cup win has been his peak performance in Australia, and he was building towards that until last start when he threw in such a shocker. That was so poor, and I just don't think he can bounce back from that and get to where he got to in the Doomben Cup. So if he can probably bounce back and get to where he did in the Underwood, and that gives him like a top 2 chance, but I still don't think that performance beats Animo.
Yeah, I think a bit of a false favourite here, Zaki, in the fact that even this prep, it's only beaten Homesman, Arameo. Yes, it beat Probabile, but then Probile came back out and beat it last start. So, like you said, is it entering this race ready to run a PB this prep? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think he can. I don't think he can emulate that Doomben Cup win. So, I still think he'd give him a very good chance. He's probably going to be second pick in the race for me. But.
Oh, well, look who he beat in that Doomben Cup. Is it not 2019 Australasian Oaks winner, 50 stars?
I think James was that far in front of her that he couldn't work out who was second.
Media Award won a Australasian Oaks. But on a side note.
Who are you with, Sam?
Wait, I got one more for you. What about Mo'unga? I was trying to talk myself into Mo'unga. Only it's carrying 57.5.
Yeah.
It did that same thing in the Epsom, and whilst it was a huge run, it couldn't run down the likes of Private Eye and
Aramayo.
He was terrific in that Epsom, though.
I'm saying brilliant horse, but how would you say that it would beat someone like Animo with this sort of weight?
Ozaki.
Yeah, but he had to give, like, he was a 4-year-old giving other good 4-year-olds 5 kilos. Animo's a 3-year-old, so he should have to give him extra weight. But like, I'm not tipping Mo'unga here, or
sounds like you might be.
I think top 4 chance, but
Jesus, this top 5 has 10 horses in it.
No, it doesn't. I think he would have had a race like the Golden Eagle.
Top 5.
He would have had that at his beckoning. The Golden Eagle, like if he had stayed in Sydney, he would have been seriously hard to beat in that. But I don't know whether he can win this. But that was a good run in the Epsom, given sort of like horses of his age, plenty of weight. I think he was top weight in that race, so he had more weight.
I like it. I think Mo'unga's very much a live chance.
All right, go. We'll tip him then.
Oh, sorry. You guys can talk as much as you want.
Oh, just go with it.
I know. Hold on. What's the time down there? Oh, it's 10 o'clock. He's a cranky boy.
Just go with it.
I honestly have no idea with this race.
My goodness.
We're not supposed to be doing our selections during the show. You should.
Oh, okay. Well, you guys.
Very, very unprofessional.
I just host the show. It's like a punter versus pro thing here. And I tell you what, the punter's been kicking the pros ass on the show. Oh, cranky.
Oh, yeah. Zaki 2 weeks ago. That was good.
Yeah, that was good. I'm going to tip Zaki in this race.
No, you're not. Are you?
No, I honestly don't know. I like Very Elegant. I like Mo'unga, Zaki. I don't know. I feel like if I'm heading that way with my money, it's just because.
If you got no tip, can I throw in my outsider?
Yeah, you've had 4 horses.
No, I've got no force, mate. I've tipped
you've had Very Elegant, Mo'unga.
Mate, I was just explaining how I got to Very Elegant. But, mate, my outsider of the field is Delasan.
Okay.
I think it's huge odds at 60 to 1. That'd be 100 to 1 on a power up, I reckon, Delasan. So, like, if you powered it up, 100%. I've powered up a 50 to 1 horse to 100 to 1 before.
I don't think so in a Group 1, but we'll have a look.
Oh, I think he'd be close enough. He'd get close enough.
I can look at it right now. Can you do the boost now, this early?
Yeah, of course you can.
And if your account has no money in it?
Yeah.
You do it on both those things.
They'd probably be more inclined to give you a bigger boost to entice you to put money in.
Do you think he can win, though, Pat? I'm just not sure that he can win.
Oh, I don't. Do you know what? It's the horse that'll win one day and you'll go, geez, that horse was due. I know it hasn't won in a long time, 77 weeks, but God damn, it's run behind some good horses. Like,
yeah, no doubt. I think he'd be better suited in a handicap, though. Like in a race like this, what does he meet? He meets Mo'unga 3.5 kilos worse at the weights from that Epsom.
Yeah.
So that can be overcome.
That's fair, but it did run a Dave and Very Elegant to half a length in a Queen Elizabeth with 59 kilos. So.
Yeah, that's true. But that race was a trot and canter as well. So that was a real bunch finish. And I just think that they were like, they just all followed each other around in that race.
The prep for this horse has been to this race, or probably the next start as well. So it just presents well for it.
He's very. I'm not going to knock. I'm definitely not going to knock a 60-1 chance. He's definitely a very honest horse. He'll give you his best.
Good 60-1 chance though.
$81 boost.
I think he's a little bit
good.
over.
$81. Better $81.
All right. Well, that's it. That's the Cox Plate. That's wrapped up. We've gone through the 4 races. We've gone through the Manikato, the Bondi Stakes, the Invitation, and the Mooney, the Cox Plate at Mooney Valley. Rollover bet. What did you call Sunrise Ruby? Weasel Ruby? Ruby Weasel? Sunrise Weasel?
Weasel Ruby.
Weasel Ruby? Ruby Weasel?
Sunrise Loser.
Unfortunately, we were all keen on that horse as well. Like it was.
Oh, bro, I can't believe I didn't just do freaking Nature Strip.
Yeah, me neither. I would have.
I would have definitely.
BJ and I would 100% have done Nature Strip.
For sure. The text going straight after the race.
Yeah. I'll let you know straight after. Rollover bet rolls on to BJ. Come on, get us started. $50 on what and where?
Animo to win.
Fair.
50 to 210. I'm doing the multiplier now.
Oh, so when it's your bet, the multiplier is just
it's available
in the bloody gun, isn't it?
Yeah. 1.1 gets us a good start. $231 returned.
231. Can't write. 231.
Just for around the grounds too, shout out to my man Matt Zammit. He's in race 4 at Randwick on the weekend, the midway. They've got Undeniable in.
Yep. And your old horse, Highly Desired, trying to get him into the 4 pillars.
Oh, God, there's some low horses in that 4 pillars.
Please, if you have it, are you guys happy if we do a shout out, see if anyone's in? If anyone's got a 4 pillar slot.
If you know someone with a slot or have a slot.
This is the horse that needs to go in.
Definitely. He's a winning chance.
Mate, that Dan O'Sullivan, I thought he must have lobbied that Dan O'Sullivan for him to give it that rating. But for him to come out off his own bat and say that it should be in the race.
You guys rate him as a...
Daniel O'Sullivan's a great judge.
Yeah, I love reading
one of the best
stuff.
in Australia.
I love reading his stuff Sunday, Monday mornings. Great.
So if you've got a 4 pillar slot, or you know someone that's got a 4 pillar slot and they're still unsure on a horse, make sure you look at this horse.
Don't look at him, just select him. He was really good.
What's his name again? Make sure you let everyone know.
Highly Desired.
Highly Desired.
He was really good in that race at Goulburn first up. It was too short for him. He usually doesn't go that well first up. He usually improves second up. He's always going to improve over further. The horse that ran second to him came out and ran second at Randwick on the Kensington track today, Showtime Lady. The third horse is in tomorrow at Hawkesbury, and it's going to be really hard to beat. That was a really good race, and he's going to run a terrific race in a 4 pillars if he gets a slot. And it doesn't help that I'm on him at 100-1, so that's why I'm lobbying.
What about Kiss Some? You've tipped us all into Kiss Some in members.
Yeah, well, I've had a few bets in that race, but Kiss Some's the main result. But
Kiss Some will be a big result.
Yeah, no doubt. Hopefully he wins. Well, he's got a slot.
He's got a slot.
At least he's in the race.
Okay, so I put it out on Instagram. This is before we get into the multi of the week. We put it out on Instagram. Any questions for you guys? We had a ton of questions come in, which is really cool. So we'll keep doing this. These 2 blokes are also going to get a TLU pack, so T-shirts, stubby coolers, Kosciuszko cooler bags, what the other stuff we give away. So on Incentivise, Christian Laidler has said, if Incentivise wins the Cup, does it go down as one of the best seasons by a single horse?
Probably not, because he'll maybe. Depends what happens. We're talking this January to December? Or he's
No,
only
well, let's
I'm
just say
saying calendar year. Just
calendar year. Come on, give.
Just say 1 year. Just say from the Melbourne Cup. So say from the first Wednesday in November back to
Well,
the
no,
last
it
Wednesday.
doesn't. It doesn't because he's only won 3. He will have only won 3 Group 1s. So I think
I've got to say though, from start to finish, as far as horses go,
What about as a career?
for it to win its maiden 6 months ago, and then to have already been paid out.
he gets the most improved award, like the bloke at footy that comes on.
You can't get the most improved and the best and fairest.
He's the most. Yes, you can.
No,
Yes.
you can't.
You can't.
Yes, you can. You can.
As someone that
get
a
the
lot
best
of
of-
times won one of those awards and never won the other one,
Yeah,
I don't think you can get both.
It's fucking weird how you used to get best and fairest, most improved, and participation award.
It was tennis.
The best and fairest gets the best and fairest. That's the best award, and then the most improved is just for someone that's improved that year.
So we go through the run really quickly.
I can give it to them both.
Winning his maiden. It's on the Sunshine Coast in April.
Meteoric.
Class 2 at Sunny Coast again. Toowoomba did the provincial stayers heat. Eagle Farm benchmark 80. These are all wins, obviously. Then the Cuties provincial stayers 1. Tattersalls Cup Group 3 1.
All right, this is killing me. Look, it's going to finish with the Melbourne Cup.
Mackay Diva Stakes, Turnbull Stakes, Caulfield Cup.
Okay. Well, I'm saying no, and Pat's saying yes. I'll give him the most improved award. But
You've gone most improved. You've gone best and fairest. That's good. That's good.
If we go racing calendar year, he might because he's going to win 3 Group 1s now, and he'll probably win 3 in the autumn. So 6, it's going to be up there.
I lost you.
Point. No, that's a good point. Actually, that's a very good.
You're going to win 6 Group 1s
actually
in one season.
Racing season, possibly.
Yeah.
Christian Laidler, thank you for the question. Make sure you message in. Let us know your size and address, etc., etc. Now, Stockroom Doctor has written in favorite rides of all time. Pat, I know you have this loaded. BJ, I've hit you.
I don't have it loaded.
Just give us.
But that's okay.
Give us one that's one of your favorites. Pat, you start.
I got 2. When
plenty of time to think, BJ.
Punters will know this. When Octagonal beat Arcadia in the tank, did it used to be called the Tankard or something? It was always, to us when we were young, it was called the BMW. Or the BMW
that's called it's called the Tankard.
It was run on Slipper Day when it looked like it got beat on the line and he was riding it out. I think it was Darren Beedman on it. Unbelievable ride. Second one, I think, was a beatie also on Lonhro in that Australia Cup 2004, when he gets checked and finds space and just lets go and it still wins. I know there's probably, I don't know if it's a rap about the ride, but a lot of jockeys would give up, and well, not a lot of jockeys would give up, but it's not a lot that can get them home when they've been checked. And yeah, it's that ride. Those 2 rides are just amazing.
You on, BJ? Just one anyway.
Yeah, I'll give it to my old man. With me in an Oakley plate. I think he drew 18 and he landed 4th on the fence and she was too good. He tells a story about it. Like, he got suspended for it because there was a horse called Good Old Ted that skipped away, and he didn't bother to like straighten his mount up. He let him lay on this horse, Good Old Ted, and nearly put it through the fence. And he tells the story. Everybody said good old Ted, and I said fuck old Ted. But yeah, he won. It was one of the best rides you'll ever see.
Also gives you a small bit of insight into Malcolm.
I'll tell you what, if you can see Malcolm at a sportsman's night, he is electric.
I've won. I've never seen anything like that. Oh, actually, I have once. Maybe the Bulls thing. Might have logged into one of your things and he was in there. But yeah, everyone says he's one of the best in the country. Well, thanks for that. Appreciate that. Boys, make sure you get in your address and shirt size so we can send you a pack. Final thing of the day, multi of the week. We're going to each have our best bet and we're going to put something together. I'm going to start.
Yeah, you start. That's a good idea.
Doomben, race 9. Number 8. Sir Warwick at 290.
Sir Derek.
Sir Warwick.
Who's riding
It's bloody Burnsy.
Jay Burnell, he had a fall today, actually. Oh, no, he had a fall.
No, he didn't.
And they go, where is he? We can't find him. We can't find him. And he hitched a ride with the ambulance.
We just hopped in it for a lift.
For a lift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You haven't been going too bad, Jimmy Byrne. But yeah, I like this horse. I've been keeping an eye on that Big Goodbye, which was it's a TRL horse in the Queensland Roads, which is the team we bought into. I don't know about that Big Goodbye, but yeah, this was a pretty special horse out of that race. Ran really, really well. Definitely think this is a good bet. Currently $2.90.
All right, mate. Mine is Sydney Race 8, number 1, Hilal.
Okay. Hello.
That's
CJ?
the multi.
That's for the multi. It's, mate, yeah.
What price have you got hello right now?
$3.
Okay, we've got 330. I'm going to put in as 330. Yeah, it won't look juicy when it wins.
Actually, to tell you the truth, Hilal's gone off since the show started.
You reckon that's in?
Are we doing this live? Is this live? This show?
Well, it won't go to Thursday morning, so.
Well, he's into $2.80 as we speak with everyone.
Looking at Bondi.
They've heard us.
Someone's got the cup.
I saw Brad Davidson.
Oh, it has too.
Brad Davidson put out a tweet saying that he was he thought he'd start favourite, so he's got a lot of followers on Twitter.
Davo.
Come on, Davo.
Pull your ear, Davo.
He's not a bet for me anyway.
Put your tips out that morning.
Well, I'll go with Enemo then.
All right, okay.
The Cox Plate.
Wow.
So what's that? Right. What's that paying for us?
Give me a second. Whose kids that ready for us to finish to wrap up the potty? That's Sunny, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll be mine.
That's Sunny.
Just keep the noise cancelling headphones on and just sit there with your eyes closed.
No, yeah. The thing is, these mics are so they pick everything up, so you end up hearing the baby via the mic. $2.90. It's a $39 multi.
What are we having on it? 50.
We don't have it. 50.
50,000. Yes.
Have 50 on it. Have 50 on it. Okay, so it's 39-1. All right, that's it. Hopefully this thing just absolutely salutes just to kick us off for the first,
That'd be good. That'd be good.
This could be a $10 bet, guys. It's 39-1.
Oh,
we'll have to get a bank.
We'll have to get a bank. We've got to start somewhere. So we'll how about we start? This can be the people's multi. I'll have this guy. I'll have this. I bet smaller. So I'm going to have $10 on it. All right?
I'll have 50 on.
I'm going to put it on as well.
Okay. All right, boys. Thank you so much for tonight. A cracking episode. I really enjoyed this one. Paddy, you've been on fire. Thank you so much. BJ, I know it's late. I know you've got a newborn and it's a big ask. So I appreciate you both so much for getting this show done. So
thanks,
guys.
Good luck this weekend, punters.